So close you can almost taste it.
What? You just gonna walk away? Time to bring the juice.
Never leave a fit behind. Rip it, and bring the juice.
That flavor's just out of reach.
Drop the Legos and bring the juice. Yee.
Oh, the hottest party of the summer is around the corner. SummerSlam season is here. I have such an affinity for SummerSlam, I have to tell you. I go back to like SummerSlam 91 was like one of the first like PLEs that I watched on VHS tape over and over and over and over again. SummerSlam 92 was the first live show I ever went to. I mean, SummerSlam 93, I don't think I've ever felt as patriotic as Lex Luger versus
Lex
Yokozuna.
Express.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I love SummerSlam. SummerSlam 94 was Undertaker versus Undertaker.
I heard you talking about on the radio. The jump from 92 to 93 was wild.
It's a wild thing. It was a wild thing, but you could kind of track WWE in terms of SummerSlam. A lot of people do that with WrestleMania, but I think it's just as accurate to do it with SummerSlam. I mean, look, that's where Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship for the first time, and look at where he's going to be this year.
He's going to be in Hell in a Cell.
Oh, I can't wait. Megan Morant, Sam Roberts here on WWE Now. It's the SummerSlam preview show, and earlier this week, we got the full match cards. We found out everything that's going to be running on Saturday and everything that's going to be running on Sunday. And I love that they dropped these two match cards early because it it fueled the wild speculation in terms of, I don't know, I think two things. Like, it changes the dynamic of what's taking place when.
Yes.
And also, when you see it there on paper, it makes it all so real, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there was part of me that was just waiting to see what day that Brock Oba match was going to land on, because I thought there was certainly a world where that could be a main event of one of the nights of SummerSlam.
Let's take a look at the card. It still is absolutely a world where that could happen. I mean, look at all these matches. I mean, and we'll talk about them. Like you said, Brock and Oba, you got Cody and Punk. I mean, Nick Aldis and Gunther has become a phenomenon.
Huge.
EO
Sami Zayn and Finn Balor.
That's become something tremendous.
Yes. Oh, and then the
Liv.
blockbuster of all blockbusters.
I know
the
what you're gonna
marquee match of all of the SummerSlams.
All the SummerSlams.
Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio.
I mean, I can't call that one. I mean, we're going to discuss it. And then, of course, Roman and Seth, which I think had the marquee before it was taken by Dominic Mysterio and Danhausen.
And you got your Judgment Day purple on today.
It's not a coincidence. I did it on purpose. Let's get in. Let's get into what these shows are going to look like. So getting in to SummerSlam Saturday, night one of SummerSlam, one of the matches that was made on Friday on SmackDown is the 6 women's tag team match. Brie Bella, Paige, and a returning Nikki Bella. We haven't seen her compete in the ring since before WrestleMania, versus all of Fatal Influence. And look, I think that this has the potential to be an incredible breakout night for Fatal Influence.
Of course.
But at the same time, you're not talking about a set of Bella Twins and Paige that have been sitting around WWE for years. You're talking about people who are still on this quest to kind of show the audience how they fit into the current crop of women in the WWE. I think they have just as much to prove.
This is not a nostalgia run.
No.
For the Bella Twins and Paige, but then I also like that JC Jane put out the tweet on social media.
What'd she say?
And she said 12-year-old me is freaking out, but current me is going to kick their butts.
Oh.
And I think that's exactly what JC Jane has done ever since she's arrived on the main roster. I mean, you remember the reaction she got when she debuted on SmackDown.
Loud.
Very loud.
Yes.
Not a happy loud.
No.
But a loud sound. And Fatal Influence has left a mark and continues to do so now, especially that you have them with the tag team titles every single time they appear on television.
And I'm sure JC Jane is feeling away after not qualifying for the ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship.
Fatal Influence wants to take over. you have 2 members of Fatal Influence carrying gold.
Right. So now it's up to the group as a trifecta to show dominance. But at the same time, like I was saying, I think like Paige especially, who made her surprise return at WrestleMania. I think Paige is a question mark in terms of who is Paige in 2026. We know the overall picture of Paige. We know how important she is. We know how good she is. I mean, The Rock made a movie about her life. Paige is on a.
And by the way, she still has a lot of, like, she's not that old, you know?
She's young.
Like, very young.
She's
She
young.
can make multiple more movies about her life.
Chapter after chapter after chapter. But it's all to say, like, I think there was a period of time when Paige was gone that we kind of thought we had seen the body of work. And I think you could say the same thing about the Bella Twins. For a
Sure.
long time, we hadn't seen the Bellas in the WWE. We think we've seen the body of work. The Bellas and Paige are going into SummerSlam to be like, you really haven't. You've seen part of it. Like you said, you've seen the first couple chapters. We got a couple more chapters to write, and SummerSlam is the spot to do it.
And I think back to Saturday night's main event, one of the loudest sounds of that night, and there were a lot of loud sounds that night. Jalen Brunson was in the house. Kat was in the house.
Kat
Roman
Housen.
Reigns was in the house.
Oh, yeah.
One of the loudest sounds all night was when Brie Bella was doing the yes kicks.
Absolutely. Those weren't Miz kicks?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just had to make sure. So that's not the only 6-person tag match, because the other 6-person tag match you have is LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay.
I'm very interested in this one.
I'm glad you said that. There are so much to the dynamics of this match. What is the thing that you most have your eye on? as far as-
Solo's motives.
Solo.
Yes,
Okay.
Solo Sikoa. I'm just so curious as to his fixation on LA Knight and his fixation on offering help to Seth Rollins,
Did you
and
see him-
really what Solo's end goal is for SummerSlam, because Solo is certainly up to something.
What?
And I think everybody is involved in his plan. But at the same time, LA Knight has one plan and only one plan, and that's to put the bloodline behind him. And LA Knight is thinking singularly. He's not thinking about this as a group project.
Why do you think Solo's up to something?
Because, come on, he's been wheeling and dealing. He's
You
wearing
see the
red
way he said
suit.
it? With his leather gloves on, going L.A. Knight. He
I
was
love the
being so
dude.
supportive.
The tude that Solo brings.
The tude.
The tude.
The tude. It's a great tude.
Yes, the
I think there's a
swag.
lot of people. Honestly, Swaggy Solo has grown on a lot of people. I think
He's
there's-
very entertaining.
I think there's a lot of people that are looking at Solo going like, I didn't know I needed this. I didn't know I needed a good guy Solo. I didn't know I needed Solo on the side of guys like LA Knight and Royce Keys. But there's something
He's
about
charming and kind of funny.
right. And I listen. I'd like to think he's acting in earnesty. Solo Sikoa. You can tell because only the people with the highest of integrity walk around in red velvet suits.
Is that what they?
I think
say
so.
all
That's
the
the
time?
kind
you
of a
see
rule
a guy
of
walk
thumb.
into a room with a red velvet suit. and you
That's
say,
the guy to trust.
That's a good guy right there.
That's the guy I trust.
Trying to blend in.
Yeah.
Not make too much noise.
That's right. If a guy walks in with a red velvet suit and leather gloves on, I say, what's he selling? Because I'm buying. I'm going to leave my wallet right here on the table. I trust that guy. I'd walk to the ends of the earth with that gentleman over there.
I'm also curious about Royce Keys because because since Royce Keys arrived at the Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
Many people have been so excited to see for him to have his moment, really. And now he's in a stadium show in the ring with LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, and I'm curious to see what that looks like.
Is there any part of you that goes like, okay, LA Knight, like you said, has been thinking singularly and is going like, well, yeah, I'm doing this so I can take out the bloodline so I can get my hands on Roman Reigns. You don't think Royce Keys would like to get his hands on Roman Reigns?
would.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't think Solo Sikoa? Solo Sikoa has said he wants to get his hands on Roman Reigns.
Yes. But Solo's being very tactical about it.
What? You're so rude to Solo Sikoa. He'd be so hurt when he listens. He will be, I should say, so hurt when he clicks on the now, as they say.
He would just mock me.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. He would do that voice that he
Oh, Solo's up to something. Solo's up to something. I'm not up to nothing.
You have the Solo impression down to a T.
I've been working
The
on it.
mannerisms. Wow. You've got it down.
I like
can
Solo.
tell that you've been working on this.
I like Solo a lot. Listen, I'm also very curious, okay? Because I want to, and I think with all, you're right. There's a lot of people that are wondering if Solo's up to something. What he's got up those red velvet
No, I don't
sleeves.
think they're wondering if Solo's up to something. They know he's up to something. They just want to know
wondering
what it is. There's not like, I think that guy's up to. No, we know he's up to something.
So you're saying there's no doubt he
No
is up
doubt.
to something.
Yes.
This is Gwen Stefani. No doubt he's up to something.
Correct.
Wow. Wow. He'd be really upset, I think, if you hear, oh, he's up to something. He's up to something. But I'm not. But I think that with all the Solo speculation, that people are forgetting that Jacob Fatu and the Usos are just kind of too smooth at the moment. You know what I mean? Like we haven't heard a lot from Jay. Jay lost the King of the Ring.
Yes.
And then he lost the number one contenders match with Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
And since then, we haven't heard too much from him.
From his bunk ass.
That's my question. Is Jacob Fatu still looking at Jey Uso and considering him to be a punk ass?
Yes.
Or has everybody gotten past it?
No, they haven't gotten past it.
Well, what do you think Jacob Fatu would rate Jey Uso's performance in the number one contenders match?
Ass.
We haven't gotten that yet, have we?
No,
As of this recording,
we haven't gotten it.
we haven't gotten that yet. So I'm very, very interested in that and finding out what the dynamic is. You know, I think the LA Knight Solo Sikoa Royce Keys team is so unexpected that we're kind of taking for granted the idea that, well, the bloodline works well together. And it's like, I have seen no evidence
None.
of Jimmy, Jay, and Jacob
I mean,
working well
Jimmy and
together.
Jay work well together.
I've seen much evidence of that.
But you throw Jacob
Jimmy
in
and
there.
Jacob I've seen work well together.
I mean, you remember not too long ago when Jacob, it was Acknowledgement Day, and I love Acknowledgement Day.
I do
There's
too.
nothing like Acknowledgement
It's the
Day.
best day.
But there was a moment where we thought when they all went to hold up the ones that maybe Jacob was not going to be in line with Jimmy and Jay, but he was.
Well,
but
if
there
you
was a
recall-
moment of hesitation where we all sort of bit our bottom lips for a second.
Because Jacob doesn't acknowledge Jay's punk ass.
That's right.
In the words of Jacob Fatu.
Correct.
You know, I'm paraphrasing there. So to me, I think that there's a reason that we've seen a lot of these six across WWE television.
On every show.
Every show, Raw and SmackDown, in main event matches, it has boiled down to this. I think that there is a lot bubbling under the surface in that six-man tag.
Yeah, and Jimmy Uso, we haven't talked a ton about him, but before it was sort of like cooler heads prevail Jim, but Big Jim has gotten an edge to him as well in the
Very
recent
aggressive.
weeks.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like Jacob has rubbed off on Big Jim,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a good thing. What about this Women's World Championship match?
Oh,
this
Liv
is a
Morgan
toughie
and
for
Io
you.
Sky. Yeah, it is tough for me.
Because you love Io Sky, but I saw Liv Morgan dancing upon you at Fanatics
I
Fest.
tell you what, man, she is trouble.
You were smitten.
She's trouble.
That's her.
That is her.
Yeah.
And I got to experience that firsthand. You know, Liv Morgan, as women's world champion, she's done a lot of yapping at a lot of different people in the locker room and calls herself the greatest women's world champion of all time.
That was well done.
But she hasn't defended that title. And she's going to step into a stadium show
Right.
against the person that a lot of people, myself included, consider the best wrestler on the planet.
You said better than Becky.
I didn't.
Best
Well,
wrestler on the planet. Becky's on the planet and she's a wrestler.
Why do
so
you have
go-
to bring
but go-
that? We weren't even talking about Becky. You don't
No,
have to
oh, we
bring her
weren't?
up. You don't have to bring her up. We weren't talking about her.
I didn't
We were talking
realize.
about Liv Morgan and Io Sky. We weren't talking about Becky. You're obsessed with her.
Totally
This is
my
a-
mistake.
This is a parasocial relationship.
I'm trying to get her liners taken off of WWE radio. I don't like hearing them. But go on.
It's Sirius XM. Come on, what are you doing?
That's not what anybody's calling it, but go
This is
on.
ridiculous. But I'm looking forward to seeing Liv Morgan defend that title. But you know, with Liv Morgan, there's always a plan, and I think that's one
true.
of the reasons that Liv Morgan has been able to get to the point where she's at. But at the same time, I think since Io Sky lost the championship.
Yeah.
We've kind of all been waiting for Io Sky to become a world champion in WWE again. And it feels like a time for Io to capitalize.
That's the other thing too, that like a lot of the time the plan revolves around the Judgment Day, and haters will tell you that the Judgment Day is is about to break up. The Judgment Day is in trouble. The Judgment Day is this, and they never do. They're never in trouble. They're always coming up with something. But I do think that the question is, right, no matter what the plan is there a plan that's good enough to stop the best wrestler on the roster, Io Sky? And I don't know that there is.
I don't know either.
I'm ready for another Io run, though. I'm with you.
And also, Io has Liv's number. She beat her in the Queen of the Ring final.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
It is very difficult to beat your opponent twice. I get that. They say that all the time in sports and whatnot.
She was cursed by Danhausen,
That's
too.
true. And we have to factor in that curse.
And listen, Danhausen still has big beef with the Judgment Day, so
Yeah, and
it's not good.
no.
No bueno. And
it doesn't-
Io and Danhausen have established a nice relationship. Remember, Io got a ride in the Danhausen mobile.
They looked great together.
I mean, amazing. It's the combo that I didn't know. You know, two flavors that taste even better together.
We do have to factor in that curse. I think she's been cursed like 3 or 4 times too.
Oh, gosh. As somebody who's gotten a couple of them myself, not good. Not good.
I know. Just talk about your travel day to San Diego.
You think that was I was literally on the way to see Danhausen.
You were.
It was 100% the curse.
It took you 2 days to get there.
Not good. Not good. Hey, speaking of Dominic Mysterio, I want to tell you about ProSphere, whether you're whether you've been cheering, I should say, since the Attitude Era, or you're all in on today's biggest superstars, or both. You could even be counting down to SummerSlam. ProSphere, it has the gear like this to help you represent the WWE Universe in style. I like that ProSphere does it. They have different cuts, hoodies, T-shirts, tank tops, and not
Tank
only...
season.
It's tank season, sun's out, guns out, as I always say. But not only is it like designed after great sort of photos and wrestler designs, but a lot of it is designed after the gear, which I think is really, really fun. So you can get this Dom tank top, which is designed, of course, after the, I want to say, La Parka-inspired Dominic Mysterio purple and black top.
And you talk about legendary icons. You can get this fearless Nikki Bella jersey right here. Be perfect to wear to SummerSlam. Legendary icons, current fan favorites to the next generation of WWE superstars. ProSphere offers an ever-growing collection of officially licensed apparel inspired by the biggest names and moments in WWE. Commemorate unforgettable events, celebrate championship moments, and keep coming back for fresh new designs and products.
See, I got my Danhausen and my Dominic Mysterio shirts. So people ask me, whose side are you on? I say the winners. Thanks to ProSphere. New superstars, new events, and new designs arriving year-round. There's always a new way to represent the WWE Universe. ProSphere on Fanatics is gear built for every member of the WWE Universe.
That's such a cop-out answer.
What is?
On the winner's side.
That's the side that I'm on, the winner's side. Woo! Anyway, speaking of being on the winner's side, whose side do you think that's going to be when Nick Aldis takes that British 3-piece suit off, puts on a pair of wrestling tights once again, the former NWA World's Champion, and steps in the ring with the career killer Gunther? I can't believe, with all the speculation, like months of speculation as to whether or not this could happen, that we're actually going to see it. And also that Nick Aldis is so on board. Like that contract signing on SmackDown,
tense.
when he was like, you don't think I know exactly what I'm doing? I mean, I love the idea of seeing Nick Aldis versus Gunther. And for anybody that hasn't seen Nick Aldis wrestle before, I think he's going to blow a lot of people's minds.
I mean, you see how chiseled that jaw is, right?
Yeah.
Just wait until he takes that 3-piece suit off.
Dude,
this
there's no-
guy's gonna be.
Those aren't
rock
shoulder
solid.
pads in that suit. Okay? Those are shoulders. Those are his
This is a
shoulders.
former world champion we're talking about
He's
here.
a big guy, Nick Aldis. And I mean, and he's really, really good.
And now I know Gunther has retired Bill Goldberg
Go ahead.
and AJ Styles.
Go ahead.
And John Cena.
Saw that on Unreal.
But given, and not to say the other moments weren't as intense, but just this has been taken to such a personal level.
because of the way Gunther looked at him and said, "You're jealous because you failed.
Yes.
Where I succeeded, no matter what, world champion elsewhere or not, your dream was to be a WWE superstar. And that didn't happen."
And I almost wonder if he's kind of barked up the wrong tree.
Well, I don't think so. You know, I think this is something Gunther does all the time. In all these matches, you see Gunther getting under people's skin. And Gunther, I think like his people...
Aldis didn't seem phased by it whatsoever.
I don't know about that. I mean, he's phased enough that he gave up his job. Just because he's not, blinking, just because he's self-assured about his decision doesn't mean that he didn't make a bold decision.
If he was phased by it, he wouldn't have given up his job. No, I like my gig. I'm good.
Well, I more mean he could have. I think I totally get what you're saying. Phased in the sense that like, ooh, this is scary.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think that's the game Gunther plays. I think Gunther. A lot of people like try to put Gunther in this box of like the typical wrestling monster guy that like just like slaughters people, and that's never been Gunther.
He's very methodical.
Not only is he he's very methodical, and I think that the method is that not only is his offense strong, but the part of Gunther's game that people don't bring up enough is his ability to take punishment. Because you see in all that, in the Goldberg match, in the AJ match, in the Cena match.
Definitely.
Like, there were plenty of moments where it felt like Gunther, pardon my French, but it felt like Gunther's goose was cooked.
Yes.
Okay? And Gunther still just waited for that one mistake. He was able to take move after move after move, waited for that one mistake to lock in the sleeper hold or to hit him with the power bomb. And that's all he needed to do. He's laser focused on winning. Because if he wins the match fair and square, what are you gonna say? And I think because he's done it with different people, I think Gunther enjoys getting people to that point that they're emotionally invested.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're working from an emotional place, you make mistakes. You're not being logical by definition. You're leaning on those emotions.
Well, and he takes the fans on that same ride.
Yes,
He leads us to want to be emotional.
Yes.
And then crushes us.
Well, that's my question. We're all so excited about Nick Aldis being back. How does Gunther keep doing this?
Because he's Gunther. And
Are
this
you
is
walking
what he
into
does.
SummerSlam with hope? I think you are.
Yes, I am.
Me too.
I am.
Me too.
I am.
And I want to be the pragmatic, logical one that goes like, no, we can't do that. But I am 100% walking with hope. Like, oh, this is going to be great. He's going to have he's got this Nick Aldis has a whole run in front of him. He's got this. I think there's just as much of a chance that Gunther he's the career killer.
That's what they call him.
Like,
That's what they call him.
You just had a list of people. Could you put Nick Aldis on that list?
You could.
Could.
And
I think Gunther would take great pride in it. I mean, Gunther, I think, probably has resentment over the fact that he's not wrestling for the title or he's not the champion.
And blames Nick Aldis for all of that.
Right. And he's like, okay, well, if I'm not going to be in the title match, I'm going to put on a spectacle. I'm going to give you something you will not forget. And that thing is me ending this Nick Aldis character, which is a lot. Now, Nick Aldis, on the other hand, is like, look, where you might be right about barking up the wrong tree, by signing away the GM responsibilities.
He's got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Not one thing to lose.
Mm-hmm. And is that the guy that you want in front of you? It's like, if I win, I get it all. And he was right. It's almost like, because Gunther seemed phased. It's almost like Nick Aldis figured out the cheat code when he was like, Gunther, I haven't had a match in 3 years. If you lose, the boss beat you. What have I got to lose?
Not one thing.
And then
if
you're
he
like,
loses, it's like, oh yeah, that guy retired Bill Goldberg and John Cena and AJ Styles and Nick Aldis. Like, you know what I mean? It's not embarrassing in any stretch.
For Nick Aldis.
Right.
It's an elite list to be on. It's
Yes.
not the way he wants to go out.
No.
It's not what but to Nick Aldis's point.
To be on that list?
Mhm.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
For Gunther to lose to the former GM who hasn't had a match in 3 years? That would be embarrassing.
Yeah. Yes, it'd be tough to come back from.
Yeah.
And I mean, then you go to SmackDown, and it's like, what are they saying about you on SmackDown? You have a big hill to climb after that. Speaking of a big hill to climb, Obafemi is always up for climbing a big hill,
Yeah, he is.
but he's got the beast inside of a Hell in a Cell. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. Now, I have had conversations about the potential of Brock Lesnar really being Mr. SummerSlam. There's a few names you could throw around. I think Randy Orton would be on that list. I think Bret the Hitman Hart would be on that list. But I think Brock Lesnar would be on that list of people who own SummerSlam. I think Brock Lesnar is on the list of names who excel inside Hell in a Cell. I think that Brock Lesnar is on that list of people who are legends from Minnesota. And I think when you put all those together, this is the toughest challenge that Obafemi has ever faced. And by the way, the last time Oba and Brock fought, Brock won. Straight up.
7 F5.
Yes.
7
Yes. Yes.
F5. Now, the last time they had a match in a stadium, Oba.
I mean, environment, but I mean, arena, stadium, it's in a ring.
Of course. And this one is in the Brocktagon in
the words
Hell
of
in a
Paul
Cell.
Heyman. Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? That like Oba is this unbelievable specimen. But ultimately, he's never seen the Hell in a Cell that close.
Never.
He's still a rookie.
No one has seen the Hell in a Cell as close and intimate as Brock Lesnar.
He's very comfortable in there.
He's never lost in a Hell in a Cell match.
Brock loves chain link. Everybody knows that about Brock Lesnar. Loves a nice chain link fence. Loves to fight on the inside of it. He's made a whole career out of doing just that. I mean, I do think this is one of those matches where you almost like there's a lot of talking that's led up to it. A lot of story that's good. It goes back to WrestleMania, obviously, before WrestleMania. This has been this has basically been Oba's entire year.
Yes.
Because they first, got eyes on each other going all the way back to the Royal Rumble. And I don't think, regardless of who wins, it feels like this is the match.
Yeah, I think both men walk out of this match, regardless of what happens, completely different people. I mean, Oba has a lot to lose given the fact that he gave up a world championship opportunity to take on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
But Brock has a lot to lose given that he had the dub and then came back. He came back. He didn't have to come back.
Did not at all.
He came back with the goal to certify himself against Obafemi. Paul Heyman said it flat out. Brock Lesnar is unbeatable. Obafemi is unbeatable. After SummerSlam, that changes. One of them is beatable by the other. One proves that the other is beatable.
And you talk about rookie years that Oba's having. We talked about this on the Raw Recap show a couple weeks ago. Brock has had arguably the most impressive rookie year out of any WWE superstar.
You talking about 02?
That's what I'm talking about. Brock Lesnar in 2002. Obafemi comes along, and for the first time since 2002, you look at a rookie and say, okay,
Could it be?
could it be?
Right.
Now,
Right. Is there a next big thing?
if Oba can't get past Brock, I think all those conversations change.
And I don't think that Brock is the classic pro wrestler that's like, you know what?
I would like
This-
to pass the torch.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not how Brock's built.
Yes.
Brock doesn't want to pass the torch. Brock wants to put the torch on the ground and watch everything burn around him as he walks away.
You think Brock Lesnar, when he gets to the top floor, he's sending the elevator back down, or he's making the guy wait for when he's ready to leave again?
Brock Lesnar strikes me as the guy who climbs up the rope ladder and then pulls it behind him. Just pulls it right up behind him. Go, no, this is how I got up here. I don't know what your guys' plan is.
This is mine.
And it's like, Brock, there's plenty of rope ladder for all of us. He goes, actually, there's not. I'm
It's not
pulling
my
it up.
problem.
I'm pulling it up right now. It's gone. There's no rope ladder for you. This was mine. Yeah, no. I think absolutely. But I think this is also one of those matches that is just pure and utter spectacle.
Yeah.
And you just sit down. Feels like it's going to be one of those matches that you just sit down and watch. And you don't talk about what you think is going to happen. And you don't talk about what could or might. Once it's there, you kind of sit there going, I can't believe this is happening. John Cena described Brock Lesnar as a once-in-a-genre athlete.
Not generation.
Not generation, not lifetime.
Genre.
There's only Brock. And I think that Oba is on that path. I think it's way too early to say that, but he's on that path. And I think that once we see this, it's just going to be, it's just going to be awe
I'm with you.
for me.
I think this is going to be one we look back on years from now. And it's going to be where were you when?
Right. Where were you when the legend of Obafemi began or ended before it even had the chance? That's really interesting. And it could absolutely go either way. We've all seen both of those things happen
Of course.
in this wonderful world of the WWE. And finally, on Saturday night, the Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes challenging CM Punk at
'cause
SummerSlam.
that got you there because we're so used
Crazy.
to Cody Rhodes being the undisputed WWE champion. Cody has defined himself by that title since really WrestleMania 40, even though he's lost it and he got it back, but he has QB1 embroidered on all of his clothes. I mean, he just is so defined by that title to the point where when you're talking about the match, it feels weird to say Cody Rhodes' name and not say undisputed WWE champion after it.
You think CM Punk is manipulating him?
Of course.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
When he hit him at Saturday night's main event with the strap, I know, it was an accident. Come on.
You don't believe that?
No.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't. I knew you wouldn't.
No.
You're a
This
hater.
is Punk being Punk.
Wow.
This is 100%
Okay.
Punk being Punk. And you know how I know it was Punk being Punk?
How?
Because after Punk said what he said on Friday Night SmackDown, he brings up Dusty's kid. And he calls Cody Dusty's kid. After everything Cody has done and accomplished as Cody Rhodes and himself, and he's still called Dusty's kid.
Do you
Just
think-
such a sign of disrespect.
Do you think Cody dropped the mic by mistake?
No, I
No,
don't.
you
No,
don't.
I don't.
No,
No,
you
I
don't.
don't. No,
You
I
thi-
don't. I
you
think it
think-
was all intentional.
You think these boys are getting messy?
I do.
Wow.
And I don't know if they're really friends.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think anybody's really friends, to be fair, but in this instance, I think it is worth exploring.
Yeah.
Because can I tell you the truth?
Yeah. You agree with me?
100%.
Yeah.
I 100%.
And usually you would call me a hater for
I
these
would.
types of things.
I
But you're
would.
like, no, I see it too.
Yeah, because why would they be friends?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I mean, seeing. Okay, so do you think when CM Punk says you're being paranoid? Because how would you feel if somebody said that to you, like, hey, I think you did that to me on purpose. If I looked at you and I was like, Megan, you're being paranoid.
It doesn't make me feel good.
It doesn't, right?
Not at all. I mean, it really makes me re-examine. Oh, you really think I'm paranoid?
Okay, Megan, you're paranoid. That feels manipulative.
It does.
Yeah.
Because then it's trying to make you second guess every single thing that you've ever done. Wait, paranoid? Me? No, I would never be paranoid.
Right. But Cody he's not having that.
No, Cody is not taking the bait.
No, I don't think so. And I think and I have felt it on SmackDown. I feel like there is that chip growing on Cody's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And can I tell you the truth?
Yep.
I like it.
You do.
I like a Cody with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I like a Cody getting aggressive. Because there was something, even when Damian.
Enough.
Yeah, I like that. I like disappointed dad Cody. Even when Damian Priest was like, hey, all the boys in the back are tired of the same people in the main event. It's like, well, then tell one of the boys in the back to be Cody Rhodes.
Tell him to do something about it. Okay?
Right. Did I need to pass out my resume to everybody?
Yeah, and it is so interesting because I think this whole narrative of Cody being the golden boy, which is a lot of what the guys in the back have been calling Cody.
Sami Zayn was there from the jump.
They forget about what Cody did to get to the position that he was in.
Right.
He literally left WWE and he came back undeniable in a completely different spot. He had arguably the biggest WrestleMania main event that we've ever seen at WrestleMania 40 when he won the undisputed WWE championship off of Roman Reigns. And people act like Cody was just handed this as if he's some golden boy that is a teacher's pet and he's a favorite. Cody worked and bet on himself to get to this position.
How about Sami Zayn? We'll talk about Sami Zayn in a moment because we're going to get to Sunday. How about Sami Zayn saying they're both golden boys? Golden boy number 1, golden boy number 2. I love that Sami Zayn's just calling people out. Listen, before we get to Sunday, SummerSlam brings the biggest party of the summer to WWE Slam with an action-packed release celebrating one of WWE's most iconic premium live events inspired by the bright lights, unforgettable moments, and larger-than-life superstars who have defined SummerSlam throughout the years. This box features an incredible lineup of cards, including Golden Hour signatures, Summer Blockbuster dual signatures, Scorched, and Big Kahuna. Experience the excitement of SummerSlam and start collecting these incredible cards now in Topps WWE Slam. As we get to Sunday and we talk about some of these matches that we're going to get at SummerSlam Sunday, we can start there. Sami Zayn approaches Adam Pearce on SmackDown. He says this is nonsense. First of all, takes Kathy Kelly's whole setup away from her. Kathy Kelly's trying to get the scoops like she does.
Always.
And Sami Zayn's interrupting live shots, going like, I don't care. I have something to say. And he talks about it, and he voices a criticism that a lot of people have had, I think, about him 9 days into his title run, having to defend it against somebody that he wasn't prepared for
He does
on a
have
show that he doesn't.
Presents very valid points.
Sure. I think his delivery could use some work,
Okay.
you know? But
A bit aggressive.
he goes to Adam Pearce. He says, I want to be in the triple threat. Adam Pearce says, that's locked in. Adam Pearce, remember what he said to Finn Balor.
It's full.
Royal Rumble's full.
It's full.
I don't know why. Adam Pearce just gets his head just set on, no, it's done. It's done. There's nothing we can do.
Well,
what does that mean? Somebody said, no. That match is locked in. You can't do a triple threat. I go, yeah, because that's never happened in WWE. They've never added somebody into a triple threat.
Change the graphic.
Yeah, you just throw them in. There's a third.
Just add them to it.
Make me qualify
But when
something.
when
He said it's locked in, though. I already came up with that match. It's locked in. I mean, I don't know if he makes his list. Finn Balor goes, Adam Pearce, I'm ready to be in the Rumble. He goes, it's full.
It's full.
I already made my list of 30 guys. It's full. He goes, La Park is in it. I can't, it's full. Yeah, La Park is in it. It's
Iguana's
full.
in it.
Yeah, Iguana's in it. That's part of it. There's 30 guys in it.
Brock just showed up.
He's in it. You're not one of the guys. Okay, it's full. And then Sammy's like, well, put me in the triple threat. I deserve a shot. He goes, that's locked in. That's locked. I go, full locked? What are we talking about here?
You know, I spent too much time with you because as soon as I saw that Finn Balor was going to be the one taking on Sami Zayn, I was like, I don't even know who to root for in this one because I'm just rooting against Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is against Sami Zayn.
Yes,
He's
he
against
is.
Finn Balor. I'll never forget when he told Finn Balor the Royal Rumble was full.
The Royal Rumble's full.
Full.
These are the two guys. Like Sami Zayn would be like, I can't believe I have to fight you. He told me the match was locked in. Finn Balor's like, you don't know the half of it.
Come on.
You don't know the half of it.
Full?
But I'm very, very excited for this match. These are two guys that have known each other for a very long time. These are two guys that have gone down a very long road to get here, and two guys in a very unique part in their career where they see there's an established main event scene. Guys like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. There's a scene of new guys coming up, the Obafemis and the Trick Williamses and the Braun Breakers of the world. And then there's this other group that have been here for a little while. You could put LA Knight in there, but I would put Sami Zayn and Finn Balor at the top of the heap. They're saying, wait just a second right there. Sami Zayn's like, that's not the reign that I wanted. Finn Balor's like, I haven't given you guys the opportunity. I got 1 day. I got 1 day as champion. That's not enough.
And also two guys that in an instant can just remind people
Yes.
that they belong in any main event anywhere in the world at any time.
Yes. Yes. I can't wait to see this. The aftermath, it's going to be great. Great. You know it's going to be massive?
What?
It's going to set the world on fire.
Dominic Mysterio and Danhausen?
I knew you would agree. That's exactly right. Dominic Mysterio versus Danhausen.
How are you feeling about this bus?
I can't wait for the Danhausen bus. I feel like this is gonna be bigger than the Lex Express.
I think it is.
Yeah, I can't believe
We got the blimp.
We got a blimp,
Many blimps.
multiple blimps, Hall of Fame because of the red carpet.
It did happen, yeah.
Picture with Triple H that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't gotten a title yet, but at Comic-Con he did offer CM Punk $300 for the
Okay.
WWE Championship,
So maybe he'll accept it.
or for the $300
$300 is,
$300 is $300. In this economy, it goes a long way.
yeah.
But I feel like one of his demands was getting on the WWE production truck, but having his own Danhausen bus,
I feel like that surpasses the production truck
and it's got frozen treats on board.
that people are going to pay human monies for.
I don't know if they're freebies or human monies. If Danhausen's on the bus, you better believe they're paying human monies.
They're gonna be charged
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. But the whole front of the thing is going to look like Danhausen's face. I hope Dominic gets his own lowrider,
I-
like his dad.
he did last year at SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
Last year he rode out. Yeah.
Yeah, because he had his match with AJ Styles, right? Yeah, actually, no. AJ Styles rode out in the
Oh,
low
you're
rider.
right. You're right. I knew there was a low rider at SummerSlam.
Dressed up like Dom's dad.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, listen. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Dom's dad.
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, you got to do your history, Meg. It's that's what it is. But there's going to be a lot of tricks in this match. These guys know tricks.
Lots.
A lot of tricks.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought that no one knew tricks quite as well as your boy, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
But now Danhausen enters the fold.
Well,
and
Danhausen has to do a lot of tricks because half of them don't work.
you got to keep trying.
You got to keep trying. You have to
know
have a
what
lot
they
of
say,
tricks.
Just keep throwing stuff at the wall.
Right, and see
Eventually
what
something will
sticks.
stick.
Something's going to stick. Yeah, I mean, pack some mini housings under the ring because he's a multiple times now. He's tried to do his trick where the pyro goes off on the corner post, the wrong corner post.
Keep trying. They're
Right.
gonna get it. Maybe this is the show they get it.
There's got to be something else.
Your
Yeah.
Danhausen shirt just fell. You really are cursed.
Oh, I shouldn't have
my
said
gosh.
what I said. That's
Wow,
crazy.
that's a trick.
No, all
He in here?
of Danhausen's tricks work. All of Danhausen's tricks. I think Danhausen's gonna win.
That's actually so crazy.
That was crazy. That was so wild.
Right when you were talking about him, it fell.
I was just trying to create a little conversation, doubting Danhausen for a moment. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. Yeah, we and the control room's telling me to keep it moving. On to the next topic. On to the next topic. They don't want to discuss that.
That wasn't even a setup. That really fell.
I know. I mean, it couldn't have been a setup. We don't have the technology
No,
to do that.
we don't at all.
No, the guys in the that's right. We don't have that kind of tech in the
We don't.
basement.
That's just
Yeah.
bad tape.
No, they don't. The guys in the control room, they don't like voodoo and black magic, and this is not good. This is not good. I don't know.
Well, this is a good way for you to get out of taking a side. Dan
Hey,
Housen.
Tops Now captures major milestones. Did you hear about Tops Now? Major milestones and viral moments. Hopefully not like that one that we've seen in the biggest events. All the incredible cards that we got this year for WrestleMania, Backlash, Clash in Italy. They always do before PLEs. They put out the SummerSlam poster cards featuring Oba and Brock, Liv and Io, Cody and Punk, and Roman and Seth. We really should have had a Danhausen one. And that wasn't my call, by the way, Danhausen. I said there should be a Danhausen. Collectors who purchase base versions have a chance at receiving rainbow foil short prints and gold super short prints limited to just 26 copies. They're available from Friday, the 31st of July until Monday, August 3rd. And don't forget to stay on the lookout for the big moment WWE Tops Now cards coming out at SummerSlam this weekend. Make sure you're following @Tops on social and sign up for notifications on Tops.com so you don't miss when a big card drops.
You gonna be all right?
Nope. So, big championship matches. Baron Corbin's back in WWE.
That is such a wild, wild thing and a very dangerous thing, I think, for everybody on the roster, but especially Trick Williams.
I seen it on YouTube. He attacked Trick Williams after that fatal four-way on SmackDown, and now here we are. Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams, United States Championship on the line at SummerSlam. Listen, we interviewed Trick at Fanatics Fest. If you missed that interview, go check it out on YouTube. It was amazing. I don't know if Trick Williams is ready for Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I don't know if we talk enough about how devastating the end of days has been.
Destroyed everybody.
That's right. And
You know who got destroyed by the end of days?
oh, I know.
All right, then I won't say
Oh,
it.
I know.
Okay, all right.
I know.
Oh,
Do you know?
red hair went flying
All over.
all over.
All over.
She was never, I think that's what knocked her loopy, so she started
She's
doing all
not
this stuff.
loopy. She's not loopy.
No, I'm the greatest. That's not just me saying it. That might have been from the end of days.
I don't think anybody is saying that.
Blah, 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 blah.
No,
Could have been, what knocked her
you're
serious.
obsessed with her. You keep bringing her up.
I'm just excited for the U.S. Championship match, Corbin versus Trick Williams. That's
Right.
what I'm talking about. We're trying to.
I think Trick Williams is in trouble.
You do.
I do.
You love Trick Williams.
I do love Trick Williams.
You think
but
Baron Corbin might whoop that trick?
I actually do.
Wow.
I think Baron Corbin returned to WWE on a mission and has displayed nothing but violence.
I love that.
And I think people have forgotten what Baron Corbin is capable of
Yep.
and
that's
what
fair.
the end of days has done to people. We don't have to bring up names,
I won't.
but I think Trick Williams is just riding this high.
The man has come.
Okay, I'm done. I just think Trick Williams is in trouble.
It's a great take.
That's it.
It's a great
That's it.
take. I love that take. What about the Intercontinental Championship match? Irony is thick in this one, right? It's a respectful match. Penta defending against Chad Gable. Both have a deep, profound respect for one another. Both have been good with one another. But the reality is that Chad Gable went on the wildest journey in his career when he became
Insane.
Grande Americano Original. And the reason he did that was all because he lost to Penta in Penta's WWE debut in January of last year. And now here we are going to WrestleMania. Penta versus Chad Gable. The audience loves Penta. The audience also loves Chad Gable coming off of the journey that he's been on.
In Minnesota.
It's a crazy, crazy scenario that this is the same match as Penta's debut, but everything is worlds different.
Yeah, and also the hometown advantage for Chad Gable.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, the Mexican Destroyer is equally effective no matter where you are on the globe.
This is true. Chad Gable's, I mean, not his first chance, but
I mean,
he could become a singles champion for the first time in WWE.
Yes.
It's not the first opportunity he's had.
But this is a different Chad Gable.
Very different.
This is a Chad Gable who's been through the fire.
Yes, and I just don't want to, like, for a while after the mass versus mass match, which was just incredible, I think Chad Gable, I don't think I know, he was on this
No
apology.
Che de los Grandes?
He was on the apology tour for a while. And I would like to see Chad Gable, as he heads into this Intercontinental Championship match, to completely move past any sort of apologies and take what he believes is his.
I think he will. Well, I don't know if he'll get to take it. I can't say I think he will do that, but I think we will see that aggression. I think we'll see that side of Chad Gable that brought him to the Olympics. I think that we'll see that side of Chad Gable that, frankly, we've been waiting to see for his, I would argue, his entire career.
Yes.
In the WWE.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to it. How about an interim WWE Women's Champion being crowned? Unfortunately, Rhea Ripley having to step away, but we don't know for how long. So she's not putting the title down. However, while she's gone, an interim champion is going to be crowned. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, and one other superstar who we don't know yet at the time of this recording steps in there in a ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship. And I got to tell you, to me, this feels like one of those matches that we probably didn't have on the Unreal whiteboard up until recently, but has completely opened up the roster to opportunities that never would have been there otherwise.
Yeah, when I look at all of the names involved in the match, it's like Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair, they've certainly had their own beef between the two of them. And I just don't know if the tension between those two will get in the way of one of them climbing the ladder and becoming the interim champion. I think Tiffany and Chelsea have found this friendship.
What do you think about that?
When a championship is on the line.
This is going to shock a lot of people. This is not a typical Megan take.
When a championship is on the line.
Right.
I don't know how good of friends anybody is.
You ever go running with your friends?
I don't have running friends. Come on. I mean, I go running with my friends. Racing against my friends is a different story.
Right. What if
we
the friends
run together? When we're racing, we ain't friends.
You're not.
No, we're racing, bro.
Right. And the only reason you're still friends with them is why? Because you win.
Well, I mean,
True.
somebody has to,
Right.
you know?
That's right.
Somebody has to win, right?
100%. I kind of love it. Yeah. Somebody's got to do it. Hey, girls, I'm just glad one of us did. Oh, Megan is the dirtiest player in the game. We all know that. We both want to see the same moment here, right?
Chelsea Green?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
All right.
I think that's the moment we've all been waiting for. And also for Chelsea Green and who she is, an interim women's championship would be perfect.
It'd be amazing.
We'll
see.
First ever longest reigning interim women's champion. It has a great ring to it.
It does have a great ring to it. Although there's a lot of people in this thing, we don't even know how it's going to get flushed
tallest.
out. Yeah. Yep. No, that's true. All right. It all comes down to this. Sunday night. The World Heavyweight Championship match. Roman Reigns faces a man who stabbed him in the back all those years ago when he destroyed the Shield. A man that he has never been able to defeat in a match where a championship has been on the line. Seth Rollins. This is everything for Roman. This is everything for Seth. This is Seth's opportunity to prove he's not number 2. This is Roman's opportunity to prove that there's not that one thing that stops him from being undeniable. I cannot wait to see what will probably be the last really massive match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Man, when you really think about the history between the two of them,
And I do.
Seth Rollins has changed Roman Reigns and who he is forever.
Yep.
And is a huge reason, some would say the reason, why Roman Reigns has trust issues.
I don't know if he still has trust issues.
Trust issues?
He just commands loyalty, that's all.
Of course he commands loyalty, but because of what Seth did to him many, many
Oh,
years
you're right.
ago.
You're right.
When he put a chair on his back and ended the Shield.
That was kind of the end of Roman's idea of brothers,
That's right.
equals. No leaders here. You never hear Roman say, "There's no leaders here." That's
There's
not
a
something
leader,
Roman
and that's
goes,
Roman.
I'm literally the tribal chief. What do you mean there's no leaders here? I'm the leader. That's
I
it.
cannot wait to see these two collide, dance, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going
Go
to
to
be
war.
magical. Go to war.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be magical. And I think Roman is going to prove that all of the haters who say he didn't show up to work, or he always needs his family, or he still never beat Seth Rollins, will have nothing to say anymore. And all of Minnesota will have their ones to the sky.
You don't think the bloodline's going to get involved?
I don't think so.
Whoa, that's a lot of faith to put in our tribal chief.
Despite what Solo Sikoa alluded to when he presented Seth Rollins with an offer, I don't think the bloodline gets involved.
What do you got to think about? What do you got to think about? You know what he's going to do. You don't think the bloodline gets involved on either side?
No, I just... Listen, if that happens, it happens, but I would not like to see it go that way.
I would not like to see it go that way. Okay, Megan.
Well, just especially given the criticism of Roman Reigns. And ever since Roman became the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania, he's proven that he does show up to work and that he doesn't necessarily need his family to continue winning championships and to continue his reign. And I would like to see that moving forward.
I already got the goosebumps because this is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those that when it sets in and the entrances are you know, the entrances are done and that championship ring introduction is happening, it's going to be one of those holy you know what.
I know.
This is happening.
I'm kind of like, don't want the match to end. It hasn't even started
I
yet.
know.
Like, we're days away, and I already don't want it to end.
It's like when like you're a little kid and you're having a book read to you every night and you realize tonight's the night that you're finishing the last chapter. You're like, I don't want that to.
I want it to be over.
Can we do chapter 1 instead? Don't read
Can
that
we
chapter.
restart?
Oh, I can't wait. Well, listen, there's no time to restart because it just keeps going and going and going. I cannot wait for SummerSlam. By the way, after night 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam, we will be here on WWE Now with the SummerSlam recap. The Monday after SummerSlam, we will be here with the Raw recap on WWE Now. Look at this card.
Woo!
This is what you are getting across 2 days this weekend for SummerSlam. It is unreal. I cannot wait. Make sure you're subscribed across all audio platforms for this podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're leaving comments, hitting like, and we will see you in Minnesota at SummerSlam for WWE Now.